Go. Welcome to BowDMC Podcast number 4. We have unexpected guest Tim Pfeiffer here, the house superstar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't get in contact with Matt McNeil today. I don't know what he's doing, what's going on, but he's not here, and I'm sure he's got a good reason not to be here. So maybe, I guess he owes us one now. But yeah, Tim, you want to say some words to chat? Do you want to introduce yourself and give us a little backstory?
Hi everybody. I am Tim. I kind of hang out with the guys when I do travel. It's not very often. I have a full-time job back home. I run a bowling center, although right now that's more like being a janitor. Then I feel like a high school janitor walking around with my mop every day and cleaning stuff. But yeah, I had a full-time job. I play about half the tournaments on the tour with the guys, and I've known Chris since he was about 10, give or take.
Yeah, young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a long time.
Yeah. But yeah. So I kind of have a little different perspective to the whole bowling thing than everybody else does.
Yeah, I think obviously, like you said, we've known each other for quite a long time. With your parents being the, I guess, were they the managers? What would technically you consider their
tournament directors?
Tournament
directors would be the
tournament directors. All right.
Yeah.
So they were the
Dad ran
tournament
the show
directors.
for a while.
Yeah, for the Junior Tournament Bowlers Association, the JTBA. We had some tournaments in. It was mostly Ohio. We had, I think, we had one. Did we have one in Pennsylvania every now and then?
Yeah, he had a couple.
I know one in West
ran a couple in
Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah, so we had a few around, and it was always fun to have something a little more difficult to bowl than the typical tournament. So I think that's kind of where our relationship kind of took off. I mean, I don't think we ever really bowled too many of them together, or did we bowl any? I don't think we bowled any, honestly. Yeah, because I kind of started a little bit later than most. I think I was probably 16 or 17, honestly, before I even bowled my first one.
Yeah.
So
if you bowled any of the same ones as me, yeah, it was right at the end, because I got out when I was 20, I think. I had a year left, whatever the age used to be back then.
Yeah, so I think I might have been gone, or you might have been gone by the time I started actually bowling them.
Do they still have JTBAs?
They do.
Oh, so you'd think that if any of the local youth bowlers are in the chat, they'd hear the legend of Tim Pfeiffer.
The legend of Tim Pfeiffer.
Yeah, your murmurs, your stories.
Yeah,
good old Carl's not there to tell them the stories, though.
Oh.
No, good old Carl.
That's probably good for you. That's probably good for you, Tim. Pretty good that he's not there to tell the stories.
Is it a legacy, or is it
It's something.
Intimacy?
It's something. It's something.
That's definitely something. We had one really fun alumni tournament before he quit.
Yeah. I think you were there for that one. Yeah.
I was there. Yeah, it was at Wycliffe.
Yep, I do remember bowling that one. Is that the one? Bobby Burris won that one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I do remember that one.
I remember closing the bar the night before with all the guys from the 80s, because a bunch of the guys from the 80s, when Kyle started the organization, all showed up, and it used to apparently be a giant party back then. They all showed up,
thinking it was the same thing.
Yeah, well, Dad told me I had to stay and make sure nobody got out of control at the bar, so I had to keep everybody on the straight and narrow, because he wanted to go home and go to bed. Well, it was alumni, all the old guys.
Oh yeah. She's
when was
upset.
this?
She's upset she didn't get the invite to the alumni.
You had to have been there.
No, we weren't alumni when this
You weren't
tournament
alumni,
happened.
but you had to be there.
No, this was still during when we were bowling. This has gotten away from Darren already.
I'm just here.
This is a very long intro.
I'm just listening.
Yeah.
I feel like we're already out of the intro, but it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is what it is. It's an intro to Tim and I's relationship. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
And Mary, apparently.
And
Next,
Mary.
we'll talk about me and Darren's relationship.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, you go ahead and mute us for that one.
Yeah, I remember when I was 2.5 years old when you first popped out of that. What do we want to call it on stream? We won't go down that path. But as a reminder, guys, we did release our first wave of merch. Timmy's actually repping the house shirt today, so we've got BowDMC, we've got
He didn't want to wear it because it made it big.
That's right, Michael. Thank you. Quarantine has not been good for my diet.
He's not proud of what he's got right now.
Honestly. That's all right, though. It's all right.
been good.
Can't win them all.
Yeah, and per usual, chat, if you have any questions for Tim or just anybody that's on the podcast right now, let us know. I'm really sorry that we don't have Matt on, and if you prepare some questions for him, hopefully we'll have him on a future podcast. But if you do come up with any questions for Tim, no matter how silly or ridiculous they are, we'll probably touch up on them. So
If you're a fan of Team USA Bowling, you know who Tim Pfeiffer is.
Oh yeah. Tim, tell us some stories about your days on Team USA.
Ooh, there were some good ones back then. Because we had some characters the first year I was on the junior team, but the year that I was on the adult team was the first year that Wes and Bill were on the adult team, and so I got to watch Barnes harass them unmercifully at camp for a week.
That was kind of when they first started letting the pros back on, right?
Yeah, it was the second year after they let the pros back
2 years.
on. Yeah. It was the second year. We had Dell as a coach that year too, which was even better because Dell was on the team the first year, and then he was a coach the second year.
Dell Ballard?
Great.
Yes.
Dell as your coach.
Yes, we had Dell as one of the coaches.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, there was a period of time where professional bowlers were not allowed to compete on Team USA, or any of the other teams for that matter. The professional bowlers were not allowed in the international competitions. And then they lifted that. What was that? 2008. 8? Okay, I was going to guess like 6 or 5. So 2008 they lifted that.
Tim's our historian right here, so he'll know all the bowling
Yeah.
facts and history of
When's
the
the
game.
next time you guys are doing that on the is it the morning bowl or whatever?
Whenever Blair tells us to, she told us to make one for the 80s, like make a top 10 list for the 80s. So we kind of worked on it and got most of it hammered out and haven't heard back. So that means either nobody liked it or they decided they didn't want to go that far back and go into the 80s because nobody cares about the 80s.
I can imagine there won't be a lot of kids that would be too interested in that.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss the one about the 2000s.
No, the 2000s one would be really good.
You know, that's the one I'm looking forward to.
I know exactly which show you want to go for. I know where Mikey's brain's going.
A lot of classics in the 2000s.
Oh my god, I feel like they were way more entertaining to watch than the shows nowadays.
There were some good ones when Tommy and like the end of Voss's career.
Oh yeah.
Watched some of Tommy's shows yesterday.
I was watching you watch them shows.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
we can't forget our poll that we want to run, but I think we should wait a little bit before we while we get some more people into the chat.
We'll wait a little bit.
I
do have your stream pulled up now, so I can also look at chat.
I actually also, being very high tech now in my old age, I do too.
Oh wow! What a guest! What a last minute guest that we got.
Didn't know people of your age knew how to work.
It's been a struggle to figure out Twitch. Okay.
So Tim, did you succumb to the quarantine buzz cut?
I did it early on though, because when we went to Vegas, I was like right on the cusp of needing a haircut when we went to Vegas. I'm like, I'll just get it done when I get home. And then I got home and
didn't work out so well.
We weren't getting our haircut anymore.
I haven't gotten a haircut since Indy. This is
it's almost 2 months, yeah.
I think the day before I left for Vegas, it was like the 1st or 2nd of March is when I got my haircut. So yeah, been 2 months.
And no more haircuts for at least till the 29th of this month. So I got another month of letting the mullet go.
It's rough.
So
I was longer than that here.
Looking forward to the mullet.
Yeah, I was thinking about letting the beard go until like we were allowed to get a haircut, and I was just gonna do it all at once.
Oh, do it!
Man, another month.
Come on.
I'm hoping by the end of this month.
Do it. Poll in chat. Should Chris let his beard grow out?
I mean, this has already been.
You're off in the middle of the night one of these days.
I don't know. This has been the day before I made the world championship show. I shaved. So this has been since then. So it's really not like it grows that much.
Yeah, if I was follically capable, I would just let it.
James Harden that.
Yeah, I would just.
I just find myself like sitting at the screen, just like combing.
Yeah, I'd be a beard stroker. I'd be like
finger combing my hair.
Like between games, I gotta play, and then if I die, I'm just like.
Just like.
You might
Go in the building.
You might rip it out. You might go, ah!
Rage.
If I haven't thrown the remote yet, I'm not gonna rip out a beer. I get close though. Modern Warfare gets close.
Chat wants you to grow it out, Chris.
Grow it out. All right, whatever.
He said whatever.
It's less work I got to do.
Chat, I would grow mine out too, but it gets dirty and it gets gross.
Tim, there's a good question in here. How do you feel about being ranked last in the house?
The way this year's gone, that's exactly where I should be.
But not by Brad. You weren't last in Brad's.
No, Brad respects the veterans. I like that about him.
Should we do ranks right now?
Brad
I did my list
the
yesterday.
fact that, I grew up in an era gone by.
I'm sorry,
it's the
Tim.
transition phase for you.
I put you last on my list too, but you just don't bowl all the events, so it's kind of hard to gauge.
Yeah, I don't throw it slow enough either to bowl out there.
I think that list just reflects how strong the house is.
Yeah. All right, so back to this list. You guys want to do our your personal rankings?
I can't even remember who all is there because I'm gonna make a list and then I'm gonna forget someone. Like, oh yeah, they belong there. And
I mean,
I had to write everybody down.
Of the house. Mine was honestly very similar to Kyle's. I would not put Kyle first. So I would definitely put Prather first.
I actually put Kyle second on my list.
Yeah, honestly, like if I just switched those two, I feel like it was pretty accurate. I
think my list might have been pretty close to his as well.
I just asked Brad if I was second to last while we were playing Call of Duty. I got the answer I wanted, so I was like, cool.
Were you?
I think Kyle had you second to last.
I mean, like I was saying, I think that just proves how strong we are as a group.
It is.
I don't think I suck.
We don't have any bad bowlers in the house.
I made a good few shows, and I'm second to last because I'm having a down year.
You got a learning year. This is your learning curve year.
And even then, I still might make the league. We're gonna have possibly 10 guys make the league.
And I think we're gonna have 10. I was talking to Chad about I feel like Prather's number one. I feel like that's kind of unanimous.
It's not close.
Yeah, and then obviously Tim not bowling all of the stops kind of puts him down to 11.
Right.
Tim doesn't count. You can't really rank.
Yeah. I mean, Tim's in the house, but
yeah,
Tim doesn't bowl.
He doesn't meet the requirements to even be on that list.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
I keep telling Sam he needs to redraw the picture with a doghouse outside for me. Or I just kind of come in whenever
or
I
you
want to.
parachuting in.
Most of the time I just stay outside.
You could be like the mailman outside or something like that.
Yeah.
Just
milkman.
Something.
Mailman.
Anyway.
Carl was a mailman.
But even
mailman.
BJ doesn't bowl all the events either, so it's kind of hard to gauge where he would really be on the list.
Yeah, he'd be higher.
BJ's got a title though.
Yeah, BJ does have a title, but I mean,
I think
from
two
through 10, I feel like it's really close. You have to really be nitpicky about where you put people based on what you think.
I feel like it just depends on when, let's say if the tour start back up again, and I start bowling good, I fly up 7 spots.
Right.
Same thing I did.
How close it is between all of us.
Same thing I did. I mean, honestly, I'd be down there with Timmy. Honestly, besides my last month.
If you take it would be a more accurate list if you just took our careers as a whole. It would be easier to rank everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's
I look at it.
It's
I look at it more in terms of the different. I look at it there's different applications of bowling. So tour bowling is one thing, and then you have impossible tournament bowling. Then you have league bowling. And then you have
a lot of us don't apply to that league bowling category.
League bowling, all tied for 10.
Right, we're all pitiful. And then, but I just think there's different types of it. Because when I first started bowling tour tournaments 10 years ago, 11 years ago, the way we played lanes and what we did back then was nothing like what we do now. What Prather does now is incredible, but it wouldn't have been effective 10 years ago.
Tell me you didn't throw a pitch black 10 years ago?
No, there was no pitch blacks. There were naturals.
Naturals are natural.
Naturals are nasty.
I always felt like I would be more successful back in that late 2000s era.
Right. I think
that's
so
just
too.
a personal feeling, based on the characteristics of my game. I mean, I am having a lot of success right now, but just looking at how my game is.
Grab it the hardest. I think that's where I belong.
And we could just.
I feel like that's right now.
Oh.
You gotta grab it, but also be soft with it.
The soft grab.
The soft grab.
then you could just be soft with it. Like I look back, like you think of some of the shows in like the late 2000s, like where Norm would play 5 on the show and bowl 4 or 5 games there. I mean, that's just nobody does that now.
Is that an oil pattern thing, you think, or is that a?
That's a Norm Duke being amazing thing.
Yeah, but Barnes used to do it too. Like there were a lot of guys that used to play that straighter zone on TV.
I think it's the evolution of the equipment and the oils where there's just no reason to play that far right anymore because you don't have to.
I feel like balls have gotten so far ahead of oil that kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
They're just.
It's just a different mindset. We used to look for hold, and now everybody looks for hook.
I still look for
hold.
Yeah, but then
I do too.
What are you talking about? I want them both.
Yeah, you also look at like, say you have a stash of bowling balls and you go and drill a ball that's 4 or 5 years old. Like that was supposedly strong at the time. Like it's like a like low midline ball.
Now they go straight.
So it's just like
it's the most hooking ball he's got.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like obviously there's going to be some exceptions, but like, for the most part, like the strong bowling balls 5 or 6 years ago aren't strong at all anymore.
Do you guys think that cover stocks over time, when a ball is not drilled, that they get weaker? Like as opposed to if you just poured a fresh hypercell right now and then drilled an old one, would the fresh one hook more?
Well,
I don't think there's any way to accurately test that.
I'm just asking for an opinion. What you think?
Balls are constantly curing, so whatever that would do to it.
Yeah.
Maybe the pores get smaller.
Does that make them harder over time?
Probably. I would think so.
So they would hook less because they're harder.
I'm not a scientist.
We're just throwing ideas around there because I feel like it's an interesting thought.
Like just dick straight. I'd be really sad.
Because could we blame it more on the new oils? I mean, I do think it's the oils rather than the balls aging. But I feel like they could hook less because they've gotten harder over time.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a combination of both. It's just there's no way of us knowing.
Cover stocks have been getting stronger and stronger anyway, so I feel like it's the oil.
Yeah, it's the oil and it's the way they load the patterns up a little bit too. I mean, the oils are stronger now, but 5, 6, 7 years ago we were bowling on 21, 22, 23 mils, and now it's 30 everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I thought the summer tour last year was closer because they used way less volume, and you could actually play a little bit further right last year. Like we bowled.
You talking about Illinois?
No, I'm talking about Virginia and.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Like Virginia, they were really hard, but nowadays if they were just really hard like that. You have to go that way, and you almost couldn't go that way because the middle sucked so much because they were so flat and there was no volume there. It almost forced you to play further right.
Yeah. Anyone who bowled good there, just crank urethane.
I bowled good there, and I don't even like urethane, but it was closer to what I like to see because it felt like old days.
Like urethane was
the Bud
so
Light
good
Challenge.
Purple to win.
Oh, the Bud Light Challenge.
Am I guilty? I'm guilty.
Mikey, you got to come this year.
Yeah, if
it happens,
if dates permit.
Yeah.
I need to get exposed to all this Midwest bowling. I've been told to go to the kickoff, the Cleveland kickoff.
Yeah, that's usually we can't go to that anymore. It's usually always on a PBA stop.
I was getting.
It's usually during the summer swing. Kickoff is an awesome tournament. That was a really good tournament. Bud Light Challenge is a good tournament. The Bradley's a good tournament.
Yeah,
common thread is they're impossible at all of them.
Yeah,
California, we didn't get that. I just look forward to the Big Swiss every year. California, that's it.
Yeah, we got a lot of good tournaments in the Midwest. It's just a lot to beat your head against the wall at. I mean, you will never get the 10 off the 10 pin clean off the rack more in your life than you will at the Bud Light Challenge. I don't know how they do it.
I mean,
your ball just doesn't go in the gutter, but it doesn't hook.
It just gets one.
It gets one every time.
I could do that on tour.
Hey Chris, you gonna come back out for the Big Swiss?
Yeah, I mean, as long as we're able to.
Yeah, that was fun.
Big Swiss. That's a fun tournament.
I feel like we'll be okay by then. I mean, it's end of November.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fact of rescheduling events.
Oh, that's true. We might have more tour stops in the back half.
Need to be able to bowl that again so I could cement my position as the greatest Swiss bowler of all time.
Yeah, I don't think you have enough years yet to be considered.
Still got to battle PJ for that.
I mean,
Jeff Francos is up there too.
Oh,
they didn't win until they got me. We got a three-peat. Just saying.
Jeff Francos was pretty godlike at that tournament.
Just saying.
looking at chat and they're just talking about alcohol. So
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but
I don't think they're paying attention at all.
I think they're just listening while having a separate conversation.
Tim, what's your opinion on alcohol?
I think they're answering the age question at least that we had that we were going to put up as a poll.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
do we want to
seems-
do that? I'll start putting that together. We got about 50 viewers now. I feel like that's a decent amount to answer this.
That is kind of funny though. It's like I just look over and it's like Crown, Henny, rum.
You want to know why? It's
whiskey,
because Derek's in the chat.
Buka.
sake.
Oh
I'm
God,
like, oh my goodness.
Derek, stop talking about alcohol.
This guy said we're paying attention. Something about Bud Light and challenging. Oh man, got us there. Got us there.
Light, challenging, and one count.
And bam, all of a sudden, that's all they're talking about.
What should the second age range be? The first one I put 18 and below.
You didn't put a 10 under?
18 to 24,
10 and
24
under.
to 36, and 36
Yeah,
to
but there's people younger than 18. I'm gonna put
18 and under.
I'm gonna put 19 to
27.
27. 28 to what?
Then 28 to like
40? 45?
sure, and then after that you put midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis and then seasoned.
AARP.
Seasoned.
Oh, there you go, Tim. My dad's in the chat.
Yeah.
Dad wants to know if you are planning on bowling any more events this year.
It depends on what the schedule looks like. I was planning on bowling the summer tour.
Yeah.
You have a summer tour?
One too.
I think we all were.
That's about to become the winter tour.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
gonna be
planning
really
on bowling the
interesting.
summer tour, but if they move to the winter, then that kind of limits me a little bit more. I kind of
Somebody picked midlife crisis.
I can.
So-
Did you put AARP as the last
No,
one?
I
guys-
put seasoned.
Do you guys have a plan in place at all for the upcoming league season?
We actually have a Zoom call on Tuesday morning with the bowling proprietors of PA. So it's going to be like a big giant proprietors group with some folks from National BPA are going to be on it, and then also the state lobbyist that works with the bowling proprietors in Harrisburg. And hopefully after that we'll have a little bit more of a picture. But I mean, I've got tons of things going through my head, like what do we do if we're allowed to be at 50% capacity? What do we do if we're allowed to be at 75? Because that's going to involve moving leagues around and trying to get people to double shift, and it could be a giant mess.
That sounds like you got a lot to think about.
Sounds
It
like a lot of
is
time pay for you, Tim.
complicated.
Yeah, I think the big thing is like, is social distancing still going to be in place? And then how do you implement that into a league? Like, because you can't even socially distance from your teammates, let alone another team
Right.
on the same pair.
Right.
So,
Right,
really,
and I mean,
it's just, there's just no way of that happening.
I'm more confident in our ability to get league bowlers on the floor than I am getting a bunch of open play to come back. Because at least the bulk of the league bowlers have their own balls and shoes, and they're not sharing those with other people. But I mean, I think the league bowling will come back before the open play and the recreational stuff. But there are a lot of different things to think about going into fall this year.
Can you
It's-
imagine
it's-
if you had to disinfect every single house ball after it was used?
I think we're going to have to. I think
Yeah.
that's coming.
I think you're going to have to.
I think it's going to go to a system where the house balls are kept behind the desk like the shoes. And every
That's
time somebody
crazy.
turns a ball back in, you clean it and put it back on the rack, and they come in, you ask for it. There's no other way to really do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And it's-
crazy.
And it's just going to be, I'm curious to see how long, kind of this new way of thinking about things is going to happen. Because like my parents and I were running some errands today. We went out to Lowe's to get some stuff to work on the yard a
I need
little
to go to
bit.
Lowe's as well.
And, as we're driving, my mom like had noticed a picture and she was like, those people aren't 6 feet apart. And it's like, we kind of said it as a joke when it first, like, when things were first going, kind of all about this, like, obviously staying 6 feet apart and distancing and all that. And it's important. And then like, now you see it everywhere. And now that's almost like the first thing that pops into your head.
Mhm.
Like when you go to check out places, they have markers that are 6 feet apart. Well, not all places do, but a lot more places now are having markers where you're 6 feet apart. Or someone walks by you and like they make sure they're 6 feet apart, or they mention something about being 6 feet apart. And it's like, how long is this going to be, a norm for us saying, or at least paying attention to being 6 feet apart. It's going to be curious to see how long, or I'm curious to see how long that lasts.
It is, yeah. Especially like, I think it's really dependent too on like where you're at, even locally. Like, so the center I run is about 30 minutes south of where I live at. And like when I go to the store up at home, or I go to Walmart, Target, wherever, like you can tell people are real conscious of that. And they're very, they'll walk around each other in aisles and things like that. But then like I'll go down to where work is. And it's in a different county. It's a little bit different culture down there. And nobody seems to care about anything. Like the only thing that seems to have changed around there is that the seniors that used to sit at McDonald's all day and drink their coffee are now hanging out at the grocery store because the McDonald's is closed. But there's 78-year-olds, they're just standing around in a circle at the grocery store talking like everything's normal. So I think it really depends on the area and what the culture of the area is. And it's interesting because the country is so diverse. There's literally probably different hundreds of ways to look at it.
Yeah, I don't know how it is by Mikey and Darren, but I know for sure anytime that I go out, you can definitely tell that people are avoiding being close to other people. We're not even in a hard hit area. Like,
right.
It's not like obviously we have our cases, but it's nothing like, how severe New York is or, any of these hard hit cities. But yeah, you can definitely tell people are aware of it, and people are definitely changing the way they go about everyday life because of it.
It's kind of funny. The 2 golf courses I played in the last 2 weeks, they were so different. The one 2 weeks ago was closer to like an actual city, and they were like, oh, each person has to have their own cart, and they were super conscious about the whole 6 feet apart thing. And then the one I just played today, it was in like the middle of nowhere, like deep in the country. And there's like, yeah, just grab whatever cart you want.
Yeah, and I think that's probably pretty common thing throughout the country. The United States. Like the more populated cities are obviously going to be a little more concerned with it. As obviously there's more people in a more confined space. So.
Oh, you want to know what's crazy about? So last night we went to Simo's place, and he's fixing up some lanes down Fremont Street, so the whole center's closed, no AC, all that stuff, so it gets really hot. That's kind of regardless, it's off topic, but we were driving down there, and there were a bunch of bikers, and I don't know if they were protesters or what, but they were all just riding together. There had to be at least 100 of them. No disregard to any traffic whatsoever. Downtown Las Vegas, it was crazy, and I was so confused.
I saw a biker gang today on our way to the golf course. I was like, hey, that's definitely a group larger than 10 people. And then
see, it's just something that pops into your head now. And that's what I'm saying. I'm just curious to see how long this is actually like something that pops into our head, like quickly.
Vegas definitely is not taking this very serious.
Now, Chris, I don't know if you and Mikey have been out a bunch, but with me driving to work the last few weeks since we went back, the last week or so, there's been way more cars on the road than there were 3-4 weeks ago. It just seems to me like people, at least around here, are just over it and ready to start back to doing whatever they do.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't left the house too much, just obviously because I haven't had to. But when I spent a couple of weeks at home when I first got back, and then I had gone out of the house a couple of different times, and it was definitely weird because there's hardly anyone on the road. And within the last week, I've gone out probably 3 or 4 times, and yeah, there's definitely more people. So I think people are getting, I guess, a little more relaxed about it. But it's definitely not what it was. It still is not what it was.
No.
And I don't think it will be for a while either.
No.
Even after it goes back to normal. Maybe the first couple of days there might be an abundance of people trying to go to their favorite restaurant or trying to go to their favorite bar or whatever it may be. But I think that could die down quick. Like you see what happened in Georgia. There's a ton of cases within 24 hours, and then bam, shut it back down. So
maybe it was an experiment just to see what would happen. Although we all probably knew what was gonna happen.
I think we all knew what was going to happen, except the governor, apparently.
Can you imagine what our first tournament back's gonna be like? No high fives, no knuckle bumps, no nothing.
I mean, that's what we were doing on the show. They, it was like, well, can't be giving out high fives, especially obviously.
Although if you really think about it, we've been around each other the entire time, or we were around each other the entire time. So like, what was the point?
That's kind of what I thought too. But then you think about, the people that stay at the casino are probably open to a little bit more outside activity,
more susceptible to other people.
Especially if they're gambling and the chips and all that stuff. So I see it, but at the same time, that's kind of what I was talking about the other podcast about our immune system, like from traveling and just being involved in a germ-filled sport. I think we're a little more adept to fighting this off.
It'd be funny to see like when someone picks up a split, I'll give them like a high five or something. But if I see someone pick up like a 410, I'll just be like, "Good job."
It's a rule. You got a thumbs up if you approve.
Yeah,
air bump. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. Like, so we're having the league July 19th.
I think it's the 17th through the 19th or something like that, or sometime around that.
I think the 17th is the tour finals, and then I think the 19th starts the league. Somewhere around
there. It's still at Bayside, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to allow fans?
That's what they don't know.
Because it's really talking about kind of pointless to go back to Bayside if there are no fans.
Yeah, they're talking about trying to limit the crowd. But yeah, I mean,
we might as well just come back to Vegas.
Yeah, and then you think about
let's go.
and then you think about, okay, well, what if these people can't, like, what if bowling centers don't open up until July? Like, so we're gonna have 2 weeks to practice when we haven't bowled in 3.5 months.
And that's definitely gonna give the advantage to the people that have access to bowling right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
or the people that never practice in general.
I feel like that too, but I feel like the draft might kind of revolve around that. Them trying to figure out who's practicing right now and who's not, who has access to bowling centers.
Also, the international people.
Yeah, the international players, like people like Mikey, have a better chance of getting picked now on that bubble because of a lot of international players not being able to fly back out to bowl the event.
I'm legitimately going to fly to Vegas for like 3 weeks if I get drafted, just like practice.
I mean, I've only been going once a week. I've bowled twice in the last 6 weeks. I mean, I understand it's better than nothing, but
I don't even know
even I haven't really been going down there that often to put reps in.
I say I've touched a bowling ball twice in 2 months.
I only needed 2 pieces of tape.
Like, I might just restart at this point and go left-handed or something.
I mean, and the crazy thing too is it's really interesting to look like on the guy's social media and see because you really don't know who's practicing and who's not. Because there's some people that are posting like, oh, hey, I'm at the center practicing, but I'm sure there are more people sneaking into centers and practicing that are just keeping it hush-hush just because you kind of have to.
Yeah, if they're friends of the owner or whatever it's like, hey, man, just don't post anything because we don't want, to get in any trouble or, whatever. Right. Or you don't want 25 different people trying to text the owner and say, hey, you let him in, why can't you let me in? Yeah. I'm sure
a lot of centers are real dependent on these PPP loans and these small business loans and with the forgiveness and stuff. And there's so many different clauses in them that nobody really knows about yet. Like, we don't know for sure, like, what we're allowed and what we're not allowed to do. We know we're not allowed to be open, but we don't know, like, whether that applies to, like, whether we're allowed to be inside working on machines, whether we're allowed to be cleaning stuff. We have no clue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a mess. And I mean, it's just something that no one really saw. I mean, we kind of saw it coming, but, a month or so to try to get all of this in order is almost impossible.
Yeah.
We got a question in chat. Should the PBA get involved and make it fair for everyone? I mean, to be honest, I feel like at this point there really is no way to make it fair.
Yeah.
Except for waiting way too long. But we can't prolong what's already been... I feel like we can't keep pushing back what's already been pushed back.
I mean, the only thing that could possibly happen is, and it's not even realistic, is having a Bolero center close to each professional bowler, give them access, which that could be several hours from certain people. I don't know where a Bolero center is by me.
They
Maybe
should,
one in Columbus.
They should like get with the BPA or something. Just give them like a list of people that can practice. And you just go to your center.
I don't know, but then you got to think like us, like there's a lot more family-owned centers in our area, and if those people just don't want to open up, they don't have to. So I mean, you gotta also have the owners willing to do that.
Yeah. Well,
just makes it hard. We could all just go hang out at Tim's house and practice.
Yeah, I cover that. We own a center that's in the basement that I don't have keys to. Like my company has 3 centers, 2 of which are pretty open. Like the one, the cops stop by at least twice a week to check on them and make sure there's nothing going on there that shouldn't be. Because we're allowed to be open to serve takeout food, and that's it. So the cops stop by there to make sure they're not doing anything they're not supposed to be there. We haven't seen the cops at my center yet for any reason. And the other center we have is like in a shopping mall, but it's in the basement. So the only thing you can see is doors that you can't see anything else. So like really, if I could get access to that place, I could go and practice all I want to, but I just don't have keys to that center.
Sounds like an easy fix.
Yeah. It's not a hard fix.
It's kind of funny. It's been so long since we bowled. I was watching a telecast and somebody left a 4-pin, and I thought about it, and I damn near forgot where I stand for my left side spares.
I don't remember anything.
It legitimately took me 5 minutes to try and figure out like.
Yeah, the spares were a problem the first time I came back. Everything was over my left toe, and I was trying to process it in my head. I was like, how can I be missing by this much?
I can't wait to shoot my first 10-pin and absolutely obliterate the 8-pin. It's just gonna happen. I might video.
Oh man,
I've had a couple of those. I mean, maybe not the 8-pin, but I was pretty flush on the 9-pin for a couple of them.
I don't even know if I'm gonna take a full approach for like a week.
That's what I told myself, and I just did it.
So this is one I've been thinking about. I'll ask you guys that. So on Instagram, you see all these people that have set up professional bowlers that have set up pillows and things like that, and they're doing 1-step drills and rolling balls in their backyard and stuff like that. And it's got me to thinking, now that we're 6-7 weeks into this, like if you've done nothing but 1-step for 7 weeks, is that going to be counterproductive or productive when you go back to taking 4 or 5?
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like for somebody that does 1-steps all the time, then sure, maybe it might help. But for someone like myself, where I never do 1-steps, I don't think it would be helpful for me.
Yeah, like I know when I kind of implemented my slide towards the end of last year, I did a lot of 1-steps and a lot of 3-steps for about a week before going to a tournament. And like the day before I left for the tournament, I was like, I got to take a full approach before I go. Like, I mean, it could be an absolute disaster. And for the first hour and a half, it was awful, like absolutely awful. Like the timing was atrocious. Like I had no feel. And, I feel like typically I don't practice that much. So like things getting that far off, like typically I can kind of fix them rather quickly, just based off feel. And I mean, it was taking me a long time and I was getting really frustrated. And so I think for me, if I start doing all that stuff for an extended period of time, if I were to go back and try to go to a full approach, I think it would be worse than me not touching the ball at all.
I'm going to go out to the green space in front of my house and just take 5-step approaches. I'm going to throw a ball. There's some wet spots somewhere, so I got to watch out for those or my ball's going to sink.
That's all right. You got extra.
Yeah, I might do that.
I think visualizing does a lot, to be honest, because that's all I've been doing was just visualizing where I want my hand to be, my body positions, my lines, and things like that. And then I feel like going back and bowling after doing all that mental work, visualizing kind of helped because when it was happening, it was easier to feel when things were happening.
I think bowling on this PBA game's really fine the game.
Yeah.
My average has increased pretty significantly the last couple of days. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to stick to.
You give me the right pattern on that game, no one's beating me.
I mean, spares have been on point, honestly. Like I've yet to miss a single pin.
I haven't touched that game in 2 weeks. Game's the devil.
I shot my first 300 yesterday. So
nice.
Yeah, I was feeling it.
Pog.
I was feeling it.
Get some Chris hype in the chat for his first 300.
Yeah, I got to yell, clip it, clip it.
Clip it! Oh my goodness, not again.
Oh, we got 10 more minutes?
We got 10 more minutes.
Taryn, what are you doing?
We just gotta upgrade.
Commercial break.
We need that student account. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't want to upgrade. I don't want to pay for this. Does anybody in chat know if there's like I don't know why they don't just have unlimited calls for everybody right now. I feel like they should. I'm just an idiot.
I don't know. I'm sure we can Google it afterwards.
Naggle something. Use Google Meet. Yeah, we could. Anyways, yeah, go ahead, Tim.
No, there's a lot of questions in the chat about like what they're going to do with the league if the international guys can't get back, and I don't think anybody really knows.
No one really knows anything. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with the draft, and then see what the situation is after all the teams are set.
Yeah, because you got to think it's 2 weeks. Yeah, because they think it's only 2 weeks. So if they don't know if they're going to be able to come back, like, do you just not draft any international people and then?
I think that's going to be the case, to be honest.
But do you draft extra people for the international people that are guaranteed on teams already?
Yeah,
you draft reserves? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, like you have. I can't even tell you how many people that international people are on.
That almost
teams.
seems unfair. I feel like if you give reserves to one team, you have to give reserves to all teams.
But I think it would be a reserve.
Yeah, like a special case thing.
Right.
Yeah. So like, hey, if this person can't make it, you're on the team.
Right.
So that would have to happen after all the picks are already done.
Right.
Yeah. It would be like a 6th round pick.
I feel like all teams should have subs anyways. That'd be lit.
It'd be more like college. It'd be the way it should be.
They drafted 6 before.
Like someone's not bowling, you just sub them out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I mean, there's really no answers. We don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him a fill ball.
Give him the fill ball strategy for college.
Give him the fill ball. Get smoked the first game. Hey, man.
Yeah.
See if this guy's got a look.
Fill ball.
I agree.
See if this guy's got a look. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It'd be a way to get more players in the league.
Then you think about, then you have to pay extra players. So
right.
That's true, and I think that's a big concern.
Yeah, I think you start looking at that. I think that was a big concern why it was people didn't want 10 teams at first.
Are they paying less now?
I don't think they're paying less, but I think it's people. I think people were concerned with quote unquote average bowlers being selected onto a team rather than the elite of the elite being a part of the team.
Yeah, and I feel like that's all perception. Of course, the guys who are elite, that's the norm for them, so they don't think that players below their caliber of skill belong on that show because they want to showcase the best talent in the world. But I mean, if you really think about it, most of the bowlers on tour, let's say the top 75, most have been competitive in making shows, so they can bowl to a certain degree. They just don't. They may not necessarily have titles, and they may not make runs at shows as often as the elite players, but they're still plenty good. I feel to be in an event such as the PBA League.
Yeah, and who knows? Like getting on TV and getting this experience, maybe that springboards them into more success in the future. Like getting on the experience, having a good showing, maybe possibly being on the winning team, all that builds confidence. Yeah, all that builds confidence into bowling for yourself as well. So
I think it provides more opportunity for like someone just to do something wild to get the PBA more publicity. Like, let's say there's some outlandish personality somewhere down there in the 60s and they get drafted. Like, if they didn't have those expansion teams, they would have never got the opportunity. And what if that person bowls great, they do something, I don't know, they take their pants off after they throw a strike to win the match or something.
Are you talking about yourself?
Publicity. That might happen.
He's tossing around ideas. He just wanted to see
He's
the reaction.
putting it in the air.
He wanted to see the reaction that he was
going to get. Stay on or off?
I did ask. Stu was in the chat yesterday for whatever reason. He was watching my stream, and I asked him if he thought that you were going to get picked.
He said no.
He actually said yes.
Yeah, I think you will.
I think a lot of people think you will.
I think it's
Second
gonna
to last,
be.
baby,
I
I'm
think it's
taking
gonna be. I think it's gonna be one of the last few picks, but I think you're gonna get taken.
One of the new
That's the
teams.
thing, like I think if I do get picked, I'm on one of the new teams for sure because I'm going to be either last or second to last.
But don't they have the last 4 picks?
They have the last 2.
I think they have the
No,
first
they have
6
the
and the
last-
last 4.
I thought they had the last.
Yeah, they're
2.
first 6, last 4.
Yeah, no, they don't pick the round 4. Like the other 8
Oh, it
teams
snakes
pick.
that way. After.
Yeah, they go through and fill their teams, and then the last 4 picks are the
Oh,
team.
I'm for sure going to be on one of those teams if I get picked then.
Yeah, so I think it's the last 4.
It seems a little
the 2
broken.
new teams.
Unless they're
Well,
locked
they
in.
get the first 6, so I think that's why.
Yeah, but the first
Yeah,
6.
they don't get
how
any
many? How
keepers.
many superstar players are there in the first 6 picks? 4.
Yeah, I mean,
in the
a
first
few,
6.
but-
That's a good amount. You got Rash, Frankie, Sim, Adam, I guess. You count Adam.
Mhm.
Andrew's pretty good.
yeah. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah, we're thinking
yeah, I mean,
franchise players. Like the strikers have 3 franchise players on one.
Right.
You're not gonna get a team like that in the
One
way
and
they're
a half.
drafted now.
1.5.
1.5.
Sean, and then like Frankie could be a half.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the strikers team. I was like, whoa, who's not a franchise player in those 3?
Yeah, no, you got Sean, you got Frankie, you got Sim. Like those are all guys that could be on a team year in and year out.
I honestly, I think they should have retained 2. It should have
Yeah,
been
that'd be
a
cool.
2-person retention.
They should just retain 1. Screw it.
I would have been fine. I would have been fine with doing it more similar to like what other sports do, where you have to choose. So like you can keep 3, but then you have to choose one of those 3 or 2 of those 3 to be exposed to the expansion teams. And then the expansion teams don't take them, then you get them back.
Yeah.
So like Dallas could say, so like Norm's the player coach, so he obviously has to stay. But then they have to either pick Tommy or Bill to be exposed to the expansion draft. And then if Vegas or Milwaukee doesn't take them, they can go back to their previous team. That's kind of
It's
what
kinda
like all the
That's
other
what
sports
hockey
do.
did. Yeah. That's
Right.
what hockey did with the.
Vegas and Milwaukee would be stacked then, because having people like Sean and Frankie in the actual pool, they can take another team's like Bill, and then they could draft Sean. That'd be
Yeah.
that'd be
But
wild.
that I feel like that would be
And
the
that's
best way
kinda-
to even out the teams.
Well, and
Those
that's
teams
kind of
get
what happened
loaded.
that's kind of what happened in the NHL with Vegas. Like they got
Yeah,
a lot
they're
of
like-
really good players, and they had a good draft, and all of a sudden,
They
almost
won the
immediately,
championship,
yeah, and
right?
almost immediately they were successful. So
Sick.
I mean, that's been the knock with pro sports and expansion teams for years and years and years, is that the expansion draft rules have always kind of penalized them to where for the first year or 2 that they've been in existence, it's been really hard for them to compete. I mean, when you look back in the 90s at baseball, it took forever for the expansion teams to be any good. And then hockey hockey probably got it closest to right.
yeah, I mean, you think like when like football, like when the Buccaneers came in, like they were 0 like 20 something to start.
Mhm.
When the Texans came in, it was a little bit better, but they were still terrible for the first couple of years.
The new Browns were terrible when they first
the New
came
Browns, yeah. So I think football is. I mean, eventually, obviously, it's gonna level out, but just right off the bat, it's how effective do you want the teams to be?
Right.
Can you imagine if the NBA has expansion like the NHL, where like let's say Seattle and Vegas get a team, like they can take Anthony Davis because they're not giving up LeBron. But they could take Anthony Davis. They could take just like Robin type players to like a Batman. Like they could just take them.
Yeah, but I forget what the rule was. Was it like one position player or like one player per position or something like that?
Was it?
the thing in NHL? Because I
Yeah,
knew
they did where you had to expose one player per position that wasn't on
Yeah.
their rookie contract.
yes,
Because
I
it
mean,
was huge here because we had to either the Penguins had to either let Fleury go or let Murray go, one of the 2.
yeah. So then that comes into like if you're talking about basketball point of view, that comes back into you can technically label anyone whatever. Like you could technically say LeBron's a point guard.
Yeah, but like a team could somehow end up with like Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, just like an
Like an
absolute
all-star
all-star starting lineup. Yeah,
That'd be insane.
We should have like played a game like to see if we were going to change squares or not.
Oh, I admitted people based on where I wanted them to end up. Specifically Tim last because I have his handle up, in that one
Gotcha.
corner.
I see it.
And that kept happening when we were on a call on Thursday, I think, with Casey and Anthony and Derek, where
Yeah, they keep moving around.
they kept flipping squares and I had their handles up, and it was terrible. But yeah, we got about 40 minutes left on this call, so chat, you guys got any questions for Tim?
Ooh, great question. Tim, sheets or Wawa?
Not even a question.
He has the
Sheets.
sheets, baby.
Oh, he's a sheet? Okay.
Sheets for life. Oh, sheets
For life.
Yeah, Darren is not applicable in this conversation.
I've been told to be team sheets, so I'm team
I
sheet.
I
Just like how
You absolutely need to be team Sheets,
I
Michael.
made Mikey be team sheets.
it's like how I have to cheer for Ohio State too, because if not, then I'll get mugged. Because our PSO is already a
He's
Michigan
fan. Yeah.
I don't know how he doesn't get beat up.
But we get to pick on him for 8 straight years. So
And they're bad
it's
at
not so bad.
right? Aren't they bad at everything? Or
They're not bad. They're just a little less
They're
good
just
than Ohio State.
yeah, so
They're
it's
just
all right.
inferior. Yeah.
When they beat us at something, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But I know nothing about Ohio State sports.
Oh, Savage. Here's Savage.
Oh, it's not football.
You gotta ask Timmy about him making his own bowling ball.
We ask every guest this question, which is
You gotta make your own bowling ball.
one
Okay.
so far.
You can use pass cores, pass covers, and combine. You can make
Called
something
Alpha
brand
Crust?
new. You can make something brand new, and you have to name it, pick
Colors.
the colors, and the scent.
Ooh. Wow.
We should have a
Basically,
non-storm staffer do this.
Do everything.
Pick a scent.
scent.
Make a scent. Oh wait.
The Brunswick has cleaning product. Let's see.
Simply green.
I have always, at least since I went back to Storm, like if I kind of pick together and piece together like everything that I've ever had in my entire life, does it have to be like one company's core and cover, or can I just randomly pick from anywhere?
Nah, just make a bowling ball. Anything you
Okay.
want.
You want
In
to be
that case, I
politically
want-
correct, it
gonna-
probably should
it's
be
gonna-
Storm and Road Grip.
So something to do with the
Not
diva.
bad. Good work on staff.
What?
Something to
What
do
it-
with the diva.
Just make
No,
just remake the
upside-down
Alpha
Diva
Crux.
Divine.
Yeah.
Yeah, remake the Alpha Crux would be good. I actually would like to take the Phase 2 cover and slap that on the old 1 core from whenever I was in college.
Okay.
I feel like it would be like a cross between like an Alpha Crux and like a Sherlock. Would
Okay.
kind of where that would wind up.
It's kind of funny though, because we talked to Hank and he said every other core they tested the Phase 2 cover on sucked.
Maybe that's the case.
So it's hard. I don't know. It's hard to say.
He said
But
the
I
I'm
bet
just
you-
throwing it out there.
I
bet
feel
you
like
they
if I'm
didn't
going to take
test
the
it on the
core
one
from my
cover.
favorite ball and the cover
Yeah,
from
one
my favorite
cover.
ball, put them together.
That's on the one core.
What if they
I
did?
bet you they didn't test it on the one.
What if they did? Like, you know what? Let's just take some other cores and try and test them from other companies.
All right, so now you gotta pick the colors, the name.
Straight black.
Straight
Love it.
up.
Love it.
Black balls always roll better.
Pearl
Mhm.
hybrid.
Agree.
Hybrid.
Would be phase 2.
Oh, we have another
Yeah.
player entering.
Yes. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Look at
special
that.
guest.
What is that?
And he's gone.
His name's there. Hey. Now we're all moved around.
Now you guys
I
got
saw.
me doing some things I don't want to do, but it's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
I saw the link. I connected. I thought it would be a good idea.
Everyone's upset that you have a shirt on.
Is there any cheese there?
Is there any what?
Any cheese there? What are you eating?
Cheese? I'm actually fresh out.
Fresh out. What? That happens at your house?
You know,
You have
quarantine
like
things.
endless amounts of cheese.
Oh, we could ask Nick to create his own ball after Tim
Yeah.
finishes his ball.
Yeah, Tim, you got to pick the name and the scent.
Name.
The name and like everything
No.
else?
Nope, not you yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tim's got to finish up first.
I want Mountain Dew smell. I want the scent of Mountain Dew.
So citrus.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I want
Baja
citrus
Blast?
scent. Baja Blast is fine. Name. I feel like I would like phase 1.
Phase 1. Okay.
Spell 1 out. O-N-E.
O-N-E. Okay.
Clever.
Phase 2 cover with the one tour. Phase 1.
Correct.
Okay.
Phase
Okay.
1.
I like it. Clever. I like it.
Phase.
All right. So Nick, we've been asking everyone.
Yep.
If you want to design your own bowling ball,
Okay.
you can pick an existing core, an existing cover. You can randomly make up one.
Okay.
But basically make your own. Have you pick the colors, the name of it, and the scent that you would put in it.
Let me see here.
Sherlock.
Yeah.
Sherlock.
See, I'm thinking like something with the phase 2. All right. Is there something, obviously, because I've only been on Storm for a year, 2 years. Is there something with the phase 2 core and a Sherlock cover?
No.
No.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to go with.
All right.
Phase 2. Okay. So
Phase
you pick-
2 core, Sherlock cover.
The sure phase.
All right.
GI 17.
So then you go colors, name, and scent.
Colors. Let me think here. That's a tough one because colors are the hardest part about making a bowling ball.
No, they're the easiest part of making a bowling ball. There's only one correct answer.
Tim's
Yeah,
like,
you
black
make it
and
up with
black.
one-
Black. One correct
It's all
answer.
black.
All black.
You know what doesn't make any sense? The Codex should have been better because it was black, purple, and blue.
Dude,
I think
all
both
dark
got-
colors.
I know. That's why it was so smooth.
Yeah. Let me. I'm a fan of like cyan. I know it's weird, but I'm a fan of like cyan.
Cyan.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
It's very specific.
I was
Yeah.
not expecting that. I like it.
How about a cyan and black ball?
Okay.
Best of both worlds. That's what I'm going with.
Isn't that kind of like an axiom?
Yeah, but with more
But no
black.
gray. But no gray.
Yeah, but black.
Okay.
So a black.
How
and blue
about
ball.
more black into cyan? That way, it gets the characteristics of a black bowling ball.
This sounds like a roto grip ball.
So like a hustle HIV, but lighter blue.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna look more like
Ooh,
a roto
yeah.
grip ball.
HYB.
Yeah.
I said HYB, Mike.
The older one. Yeah. What were the other two? Scent and name? Is that the last
Yep.
two part?
Yep, scent and name.
Scent. So we have a pina colada. That's like a matchup, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so. It might be a tropical storm.
That was on the fringe.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What about
yeah.
a minty pina colada?
Minty pina colada. Okay.
All right, you guys got
Colada.
some interesting scents.
Yeah, together. Combine them together. I don't know what that smells like, but my ball, I can do what I want.
Yeah, you can do
My
whatever
ball, my
you want.
rules.
There's no wrong answer here.
Yeah. Okay. So the last thing I need is a name.
Yep.
I'm gonna. What do I call it?
The phase lock.
Phase lock. Yeah.
The locked phase.
Or like locked in phase. Like a locked in phase 3. Is there a phase 3? Yeah, there is.
Just combine the words. Just call it flock, but with PH.
Yeah.
Flock.
Flock.
Flock. That's flock, but with a PH.
PHLOCK.
Damn, that's fat. PH fat.
Yeah, that's PH fat.
Oh man.
Man.
Yeah, then I think the name's the hardest part.
It definitely is.
Like by far.
You
the hardest
know,
part.
so when I say it's a phase 2 core and Sherlock cover, honestly, I'm gonna go with like a sure phase.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm
It
gonna
was
combine
actually
them
just
that
said
way.
in the comments.
Somebody got
Sure
that.
phase was
Yeah.
actually just said.
Sure phase. I like that, to be honest.
Phased and
I think-
confused. I think I like that one better.
I like
Oh,
being
yeah.
confused.
Oh, that's
Phased
good.
and
All would make it through the approval process.
Phased and
Am I-
confused sounds like a really bad bowling ball.
I think I want a ball. I want a ball to come out called the Confused, and I hope it's just amazing. What are you throwing?
love it.
Confused.
Am I allowed to eat on this stream?
Yeah, I don't
You
care.
can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Just nothing that violates the terms of service of Twitch.
What is
Yeah.
that entitled?
I don't even know
That-
all of them.
That would be taking your shirt off would
Okay.
violate that.
I will.
I think it's okay for guys in certain settings.
I'm not willing to risk it.
Until-
While
until-
eating dinner is not one of them.
Yeah, just don't rub whatever you're eating on like your nips.
Yeah.
Oh
I actually just got back from golfing.
Oh, how'd it go?
Did you beat Mikey?
What did he shoot?
Did you shoot?
I shot 110. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I clubbed you.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
I'll tell you what. I did lead the course and beers consumed, so I won that race.
There you go.
Yay.
Yeah, boy.
You didn't lose everything.
It matches chat's theme today, talking about alcohol.
That's right.
Wait, are we allowed to drink on stream, or do I need to point away?
Now you good?
Cheers.
The Red Bull.
Yeah, it is a Red Bull. I mean, look at
Red Bull
this.
at 9 o'clock at night, Nick?
Strong like bull.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pull it on there. What's up?
Yeah. He has to be energized to be magnifique.
Magnifique. When's Magnifique coming back?
Magnifique. You guys haven't seen the debut of this shirt. Other people have. This is my other.
Dog.
It's not magnifique. I don't care.
If it's not Magnifique, I don't care.
Fair. It's getting hot out, so I have to find a new favorite thing to wear.
Short sleeve.
Yeah, Magnifique. It's just my golfing / beer drinking because it has a top pocket.
Out there in old Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. It might snow tomorrow.
Minnesota.
It actually might. No, it's supposed to be 70 and sunny.
Yeah, isn't this about the time of the year where it gets really nice in Minnesota?
I think when it gets to 70, 75, it's probably the perfect weather.
Agreed. That's what it was here today. It was beautiful.
I've always said I want to live in like Oregon. I feel like it's that way there, or Northern California. But I feel like it's 70 all year round.
A little more inland, it's that way. But if you're close to the coast, then it's closer to like 50 year round.
Is it like?
No.
Is it the same 70 all year long?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair. Because like a 70 here in April is completely different than a 70 in like July or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
That was humidity and whatnot.
I think we had 70 for about a week, and then we skipped right to 85, 90.
Yeah. You know, I almost feel bad for you, but I don't.
I don't feel bad for me either. I'm fine with it. It's cool.
What else has been talked about tonight?
Some draft stuff, some COVID-19 stuff. That seems to come up every podcast just because we're all stuck inside doing stuff. But,
Yeah.
I got a question actually. If you guys could pick what team to go to for the league, whose team would you want to bowl on? Only knowing the 3 players that are currently on the team and obviously the captain.
To me, that's an easy choice. Personally, it's an easy choice.
Are you going to go to the Kingpins?
I've got
would-
multiple choices.
I would be on Dallas.
Dallas? Who's on Dallas? Brad F. Miller?
Norm, Tommy,
No.
and Bill.
Fair. I mean, you can't go wrong there.
I would want to be on the Strikers if I wanted to like really win. But if I wanted to have a lot of fun, that's a different answer.
What was the last?
I still feel like
Lot
that
of
team's
fun?
a lot of
I
fun.
like fun.
You know,
That team's a
honestly,
good mix.
I want to be on the new team. Because realistically, I'm a
Let's be on the
franchise
team, buddy.
player. I'm a franchise player in my eyes. There's no way I don't get kept if I'm on the new team.
Oh, that's
I like
true. Yeah, if you're on the new team, there's a
Ooh, I
better
like it.
chance you get retained.
It's
Yeah.
True.
And until they change it to the top 30 in the standings next year.
Yeah. Well, it has to be a minimum of 50, right? 50?
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. Well,
I
actually,
think you can manage staying in the top 50.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, with my Butters-esque wrist movement, right, Chris?
Yeah. Bro, it looked just like it. You can't tell me that it doesn't.
No,
That's
no,
why
you're
they
right.
picked you to go to Pan Am's with him.
Yeah, you just
You know,
Nick, when I crossed with you in Columbus this year, I actually thought that watching your ball twirl down the lane. I was like, that kind of does throw.
It doesn't
like
twirl.
Butters.
it's literally dead end over end. That's all it is. It just looks weird.
It does look weird.
It's got some tilt in there. It's got some tilt.
Yeah.
Like 10 degrees if I had to guess. Maybe 12 of them really hitting
Like
it.
10,000.
You have more tilt when you hit it harder.
Yeah, when I hit it harder.
It's like that.
So when actually I hit it harder,
You just gotta
That's
give
what
it a
I-
little.
It hooks less.
It goes
that's when
long.
I floor dump it. So I floor dump it. The less floor dump means I'm not throwing it good. So when you hear it double bounce on the front, that means I'm throwing it really good.
He just aced it.
he just waits for the sound. But here's the boom.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good one.
I aced that one in the flat 10. Yeah, because it burned up in the first 15 feet. Or it skipped.
Needed the extra skip.
No, if I'm being serious about the league thing you asked, who do we think here?
You look like a lumberjack kind of guy.
Yeah, me? Yeah. I like Timmy Mack. Yeah.
That'd be my second.
People underestimate me though. They feel like I'm not like one that can get loud and get the team going and the crowd going. But I feel like I'm one of those guys.
I would want to bowl with you. Actually, I have bowled with you.
Yeah, and I'm one of those guys.
I thought we worked pretty well together.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I mean, I'll go to because you weren't kept, no?
No.
No, but you're. I mean, it's like best available, quote unquote. I saw those mock drafts. It was like Simonelli, Frankie, Brad, you, and me, like right in a row. So like the likelihood of you and I being on the team, it might be slim to none.
Yeah, I feel like it would have to be on the new team.
Yeah, for sure.
On the end of the draft, but I don't feel like there's any chance we get to the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I agree. So Lumberjack will pick last, right?
Yeah, they'll pick last and then first.
Oh, true. So that's something they need to fix. Like, I feel like if you win the league, you should be able to retain the same team if you want. Right?
4.
Yeah, maybe be able to
retain
an extra person.
Yeah, like a retain 4 to 5. However, if you're like that 5th person doesn't get retained, how bad do you feel?
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But like, if you win, you should get like
the team with you.
Yeah, you should get more than. I mean, obviously, this is pretty good. Bragging rights, the trophy, the money. You should get something more to keep the same team.
Yeah, that does put you at a pretty big disadvantage when you have to draft 2 players further. Actually, I don't feel like it is really. Not given what we have. I mean, they got pretty lucky that they snagged Prather. Yeah, obviously he's franchise player potential.
Franchise player, first overall.
They snagged a good pick.
I mean, you can think like all it is a dark horse. I mean, look at Mitch. Nothing against Mitch's talent, but he was a dark horse.
Yeah, you didn't know how he was going to perform.
Yeah,
for
sure,
and stuff like that.
And he did amazing. He did what he needed to do. He he spared, and then like when he listened to the moves, he struck. Like you just need that dark horse that'll come through with it.
And I think we'll see a little bit more of that this year with the 2 extra teams. I think
for sure.
We'll see some people that are going to be in some positions that they haven't been in yet in their career, and to see who handles it well and who doesn't will be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, and you might also see some guys that aren't necessarily great individual bowlers on tour that really shine in a team format.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys out there that are miles better team bowlers than they are individuals.
Yeah,
just kind of lift some of that pressure.
It's hopefully they get that chance to show that they're good team bowlers. Right. Obviously, being a team bowler is one thing. Being a TV bowler is another thing. Combining them both, that's a third thing.
This sounds like somebody that's in this call right now.
Who? Tim Pfeiffer?
I'm trying to increase Mikey's draft stock because he's the one that's pretty much on the bubble.
Yeah, so
get him in there.
I gotta go last week.
Get him in there.
So I was streaming the other day and I got asked, who would the house Baker team be? In what order? So I'll go ahead and tell you mine. Mine was Darren leading off.
Ooh.
Yep, that happened at PAPCON. Okay, continue.
Myself second.
I'm the best leadoff in the game.
BJ third.
Ooh.
Okay.
Prather fourth.
And Nick paid 5. If it's not, I'm leaving.
See you, Nick.
All right.
And Mikey Tang fifth.
Oh.
These people just don't know about Mikey Tang.
They don't understand.
In the 10th.
They don't know.
They don't know about him in team bowling.
No.
Okay.
They don't.
I see Mikey in team bowling. What was the? It was like my sophomore year, junior year. Mike and I's junior year.
New Orleans, baby. Paris.
New Orleans. We're bowling on.
Oh man.
Yeah. We're bowling on Paris on the lightest milliliters of microliters. Sorry,
It was like
microliters
18.
of oil.
Microliter.
Microliters.
At the Orleans,
Oh,
and it's
my
like,
God.
what are we? Game 6?
We were
And
in front of the bar return to start the day.
Yeah, for sure. And all of a sudden, everyone like 195 to 200 is a great game at this point. Mikey, I said it was okay. He's like, can I borrow some of your lemon? Yeah, go ahead, man.
Some of your lane.
Some of the lane, and he lofts it over the ball cap about 40 feet down the lane, 45 feet. Man, that's probably exaggerating, but it was
like 37, like 36.
It was
like 37. Yeah, a little more than
it was
half.
probably the first rangefinder at least. And he's just all 95 pounds of this man down the lane. He runs front 11.
Yeah.
And then he
11.
stoned a 9.
Yeah, front 11, stoned a 9 for 299.
And keep in mind, the next highest score on that pair was 210.
Yeah, and 210 probably included about 3 Brooklyns. Mikey never went Brooklyn.
Yeah, they were in the hole every shot. It was
They were walled.
disgusting.
Single shot, and it was like, guys, I'm lofting it to about the dots. That's all I got. I mean, I can't do that.
I don't know what else you want from me.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm sorry that I'm 5, but I can't do that. And Mikey. I'm pretty sure Mikey was 2. He wasn't even lead off for a 5. He was like 2-hole, and he was just like, all right, guys, I got to use some of this. Hold my poodle.
Oh yeah, he was up there in the lineup.
Yeah, he wasn't even like.
We put him in the 2 just because.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, 299 is like,
Oh my God.
all right, this guy thrives when they're absolute dirt, and you don't have to play the dirt.
No one else on our team bowled over 200.
No.
I think I was the next guy with like 196.
We had
Was
that
that
guy throwing a mix trying to go Brooklyn because he couldn't hit.
Yeah.
It was Jeff.
think-
It was Jeff.
It
I'm
was
gonna go back
Jeff.
to my Columbia days. I was throwing a deep freeze, all blue one. I'm pretty sure that's what I was throwing.
I was throwing an
The
IQ.
ball went straight.
Yeah, except then, because apparently 18 mils and 47
Well,
feet equals
yeah.
25 and 7.
I'll
When
do
they
the
don't-
push-ups after the podcast.
When they don't oil the lane, every ball hooks.
That wasn't well. Mikey took my lane or my oil. That's the
Yeah.
only logic.
He took
Missed
your
that
oil
pattern.
off your lane, bowling on the other lane.
I needed
So also, Nick, you bowled on the team that had like the combined highest rev rate in college bowling history.
My junior year?
You guys had many revelations.
Yeah, it might
Yes.
have been junior year. Yeah,
I think it was junior year because
because
Perry was
I-
gone.
well, it was even when Perry was on the team.
Harry brought the average down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even when Perry was on the team, it was like every time we didn't see you guys that often, but every time that we bowled a tournament that you guys were at, it was just like, dude, is everyone's rev rate 520 on this team? It's like
Nick's
unbelievable. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Nick's like cutting it in half.
Yeah.
I was yeah, for sure.
That was insane.
I figure Nick was
We
the
were-
best bowler with the least amount of revs.
But like college bowling back then, it was kind of about the revs, but it kind of wasn't about the revs, you know? If you had mediocre revs and you just threw it right, it was probably good. There's Mike Page. Yeah.
Mike.
Right?
I finally got him outside the house. We played some golf today.
Did you beat him or did he beat you?
I don't want to talk about it.
My man.
96. He had a 110 or something.
He thinks he had
Oh,
96.
smoked you.
He's
Smoked you.
left-handed. Weird.
Oh, the left
Lefty-
is walled.
Left is walled.
See, chat, we all know the left is walled.
The wind always blows the right way for lefties.
Always. No matter what the
Unbelievable.
sport is. Can you imagine if he was two-handed in golf? Or, sorry, one-handed in golf?
One-handed. Yeah, I always tell people that I'm a one-handed golfer.
One-handed. But yeah, college bowling is just different. You know, you can have mediocre revs and be somewhat close and be good. You know,
Just got to play those shapes, which is
As long
in
as
front
For
of the
sure.
ball turn,
As long as
throwing
you can
it past
stand
the
left.
arrows, and getting it right into the head pin.
My
whoever
shoes-
can be
Trap
whoever
the
is
three.
left to fourth arrow first will win.
And throwing it to 14
But you have to
down
be a
lane.
team player, so you can't be there in the first game. You have
Right,
to.
yeah.
But
Ask Londonwood.
they were
They were
worse than
never
us.
right of the third arrow.
They were instantly in the left gutter.
We need to get Kyle on this chat because he will.
Nothing's changed. Kyle's still in the left gutter as soon as he starts.
And we need to have like a
Nothing's
college,
changed.
college bowling reunion.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
All the best players of our era.
Developing lanes.
All the
That
best
would be
players
good.
in my era. Ooh.
Yeah, shoot. I don't want to play that game.
Ooh,
You don't want to
That's
play.
a
You don't want to play
lot of
against my
No, I
era.
don't want to play that
good-
game.
that is a lot of really good.
I think
players.
we can
Mikey,
win,
you-
guys. I think we can win.
I
I think
think
we could win too.
it'd be pretty
Yeah,
close,
chance.
yeah. Mikey, you graduated the same year I did, right? 17?
Yeah, we're the same year.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like that was the last. I mean, I'm going to throw some stabs here. I think that was the last best year, only because I was player of the year, but that was the last best year of the college bowling. Honestly, it might have been 2016. It might have been the year before.
That's not a stat.
That might have.
That's
might
more
have
of a
been
fact.
I was waiting for an actual stat. Like
Fair.
I need some numbers.
Yeah. But, like,
I need you to back that up.
I guess I don't even know how to, like, if you look at 2016's year, because Darren, you were 2016, right?
That should have been the MVP. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Chris, you were there too, right?
No,
No. Oh shoot.
I graduated in 2014.
Oh my goodness, you were Perry's year?
The
Yeah, I graduated in 2014.
Dang.
Yeah, 2014 was stupid. 2013, 2014 was stupid. Like,
Yeah, that was like,
Like,
the
it was
Marshall,
yeah,
AJ
Marshall,
Johnson,
yeah, and,
Perry,
like, Jacob Kent,
Jacob.
Kyle King.
Cal. Oh, so I was a year after that.
Those
So I
are
was
nasty
like,
bowlers.
dude, that is incredible.
Yeah,
But, like-
that team was pretty stupid. Like Gasson was still there, Tyler Green.
That was
There were so many Team USA bowlers.
Yeah, I know 2016, I think it was Kyle. It was Darren. It was Crummel. AJ Johnson,
That
if I'm not
first,
mistaken.
that first team was pretty good.
Yeah.
Was AJ still
Yeah.
there in 2016?
I don't think AJ
I think he was
there anymore.
2015.
gone.
AJ, was he 20?
I
Was
think
he
it's 2015.
I think
'Cause
I
I
think
20
first team was you, me, Crummel, Coffee, and
Kyle.
Did I make first
and
team?
Kyle,
Really?
maybe? No, Kyle. I think Kyle was second team. Were you first team? I don't remember.
I don't think so. Not my junior year.
You sure?
No, I made it my sophomore year. Don't know how.
Oh,
I made it
that's
my
when that's when AJ was still.
Yeah,
yeah,
it might have
yeah.
been Chapman. Chapman might have been there or no?
Nah, probably not.
But nonetheless, like, some of
Uh-huh.
those names we're listing is like, that was our era.
There's some
Like,
pretty good bowlers.
that's a lot of good bowlers. Like, it's hard to compete.
I
In a
couldn't.
team
I couldn't name
environment-
3 college bowlers now.
And then you look at Tim,
Oh.
and then you got Blanchard,
Tim Pfeiffer. who-
Zerbinski.
yeah,
Dan
that's
McClellan.
incredible.
PJ.
Yeah,
EJ for the 1 year he was there.
Yeah, we had Ronnie Sparks.
Wow. What years were you, Tim?
It was 05 to 09.
05 to 09. I think I was about 7 during those years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
05 to 09. So 05, I was 15 to I gotta add.
Jesse Buss was there too,
Jesse
right?
Buss, Drews,
Make sure you carry the 5.
Peters.
Peters.
Yeah, carry the.
Yeah, those are some disgusting times too.
Are we ever gonna go back to
PJ?
our
PJ
Baker
was
team?
there too. Haggerty.
PJ,
Oh yeah, that sounds like PJ era.
Yeah.
PJ era.
Actually,
we
There
know-
were years that PJ and Blanchard bowled together.
I think
My
he's
math was
the
off.
the best part-time bowler out there.
Oh,
Yeah,
PJ, best part time out there.
Easily.
I think so.
That's part-time.
I think you could agree. I think you could throw an argument with Matt McNeil out there.
Machuga too, probably.
Mm.
If Machuga bowled it all. When
I think
Machuga
Matt-
shows up, he's really good.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends if it's just the World
Yeah.
Series because Matt McNeil thrives in that. This year was his
Yeah, it's
worst finish.
and he's
in
left-handed.
3 years.
chooses.
Yeah, let's just absolutely roast him right now because he was supposed to be on today's podcast. He's not.
Hey, he didn't
Matt
show up. He
McNeil?
sucks.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, he was supposed to be our guest. And like,
Ah,
So we're
Roast
glad we
him.
have you guys, so we didn't get blanked 2 weeks in a row.
ghosted
I
us.
I bowled league with Matt McNeil, so I'm all about roasting it. I'm bowling on league house and I'm threading 27 at the arrows and he's threading
The same
3
spot.
at the arrows. Yeah,
That's your issue. You're threading the needle on a house shot.
I'm like, wow, I aced that
Oh my
one.
god, again.
Oh, I found some wax in a 2/810. Okay, let me get it a little right quicker. Oh my gosh, I found no wax
Big
in a
four.
Okay, what do? Do I throw a big ball and play the shim? No, because it'll go Brooklyn. Do I play a little ball and throw it to the right and just, be a small ball? No, it'll flat 10 or 8-10.
Yeah, you go to the bar and get a beer.
Yeah, except I don't want to drink when I bowl because then it goes worse.
Chris, you tripped my mind. We forgot O'Grady in my era too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You said go to the
geez.
bar and get a beer, and I immediately thought about Grady.
Yeah. Oh man, dude,
Uh,
that era was sick too.
That's
Those
nuts.
were the
Oh,
fun
no.
eras, though, too, because we didn't have rules back then. Like,
That is
we bowled the Christmas tournaments out in Jersey, and after the first tournament, we'd all drive to Jersey for the second one, and there was a huge party at the hotel bar that night.
Yeah.
Like everybody was there.
Yeah, we
Nowadays,
kinda,
it's like an actual sport, and it's
it's an actual
serious.
sport.
There's rules.
You get in
I
trouble.
There's
think-
rules.
I think up until my junior year, it was still the same way. And then we got a little too wild at nationals, and
Wait,
there
in
was
Wichita?
some. No, it was in Lincoln, so it might have been my sophomore year.
That was 2013, I believe.
Yeah, so that's my junior year.
Yeah, that was before the fun began, aka me joining college bowling.
Yeah, so that was pretty much up. It was still a party until then, and then there was some walls being laid down for my senior year.
Yeah, and then a couple years later, Wichita. I think it was the first year when people got in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had
that
a fight at nationals the one year that I was there.
Oh, we
In the
never
hotel-
had any
in the
fights.
hotel lobby. The hotel
Wait, you
lobby
had-
after the TV show.
You guys had a fight.
Yeah,
I tried fighting someone. They didn't want it.
there were
I wouldn't
two
want it from you
unnamed
either.
They probably smelled your
participants.
feet and ran away.
Hey, only you know that because you're PabCon. Well, no, you didn't even know that.
I don't
tell
want
us
to know it.
all.
I just know that it's not good.
You guys are gonna watch me eat. I mean, Darren makes food on stream, so this is only fair that someone eats on stream.
Didn't you already
Thank you.
finish your meal?
Well, no, this is second meal of the day.
That was his appetizer.
That
Oh, it
was
was the
his,
appetizer.
yeah, his pregame.
Leftovers.
Nice.
I wish I had leftovers.
Well, I have a Toshina party pizza.
Ooh, those are good.
Yeah, we could go back to the house baker team if you guys want to do that. I
Yeah,
told you guys
yeah,
mine.
I didn't really put a whole lot of thought into mine.
I didn't really either. It's just when he asked me, but I'm 1,000% sticking with that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, now that we're bringing Nick into the equation, I feel like I would want him on my team.
Thank you. I'm glad that you guys remembered me. BJ's designer did it.
I mean, you've never actually stayed in a house with us since this house thing began, so
False.
True.
False.
it makes you pretty
You can be
forgettable.
involved.
Bad when I am more of a
Team
house owner
trials.
than you, Nicholas.
Team trials. I stayed at your house. There was house people there.
I mean, that wasn't really a house thing, though. That was
okay.
AJ
Second-
Johnson was there.
Oh, yeah, that really doesn't count.
Flow Podcast, he wants to join us.
Second time was TOC.
Oh, we didn't stay with you guys. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying I haven't stayed. You haven't stayed with the three of us, so it's easier for us to forget that you're a part of this thing because we
I
haven't
know.
stayed
A
with
lot
you
of
yet.
people forget
I
me.
don't forget that you're part of it. I remembered to give you shit about it.
I'm literally the Bartolo,
Anyways,
I'm the Bartolo Colon of the house. Big sexy.
Big sex.
like Big Harry.
Oh,
My team was easy. I just put Brad, Kyle, and then BowDMC on a team.
I feel like
All
it's
right.
hard not to have Packy on the team because he's a lefty.
Yeah.
I don't like left-handed.
Honestly, he's not on any team. He's on his own. I don't like lefties.
Left is walled. Can't do it.
Packy has to
Can't do
bowl
it.
an entire game.
Guaranteed strike? Nah, you have to work for it.
I
on
mean,
my
there
team.
are 11 of us, so if we had to kick somebody off, it'd probably be the lefty.
All right,
Yeah.
we're talking the house Baker team.
Yeah, house baker team and the order.
Oh, I forgot
Ooh,
my
okay.
order. I would go me, Brad, and then I could honestly mix up the last three. But I'm just gonna go Kyle, Chris, Mikey.
Mikey
He
five. I love
doesn't
it.
know where he's standing.
I can't wait till Marshall Holman drafts him. He's like, all right, Mikey, you're five.
I hope it happens.
I've heard some stories. You're five. I don't
You're
care
in.
what anyone says. I
Mikey's
don't
just
care what
not
we're
gonna
bowling
miss
on.
in practice, and then we're
Gotta
gonna.
see if it's true. You're five.
Not
What?
even a bull practice. Just gonna wait until
Mikey's going to instantly be retained.
yeah.
All right, I gotta go. So far, obviously, I'm on my own team. So there's me.
You have to pick yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Have to. Depends on what we're bowling.
You could be the manager.
This isn't. Yeah, I'm the player manager. I'm Duke. All right, I'm the player.
I think
We got less than 5 minutes left, by
way.
the way, so we're probably gonna wrap it up after these Baker games.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Technically
I'm gonna
all
go me and Mitch, because Mitch is my my BFF.
Hey.
In this order?
Nope, not in this order. I'm hang on, I gotta think. Who's in the house? I'm gonna go BJ. I like BJ.
I like BJ's too.
I'm stuck between BJ and Fraser on my team.
Who else is in the house? Is Packy in the house? No, he's lefty. I don't like him.
So you got Tim, Brad,
Yeah.
Kyle, Prather, Mitch.
Ooh.
Oh, you already said Mitch.
Yeah. I feel like you have to go Prather.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got Mitch, me, Prather. I'm gonna go Darren. Sorry.
Sorry.
Darren's leading off. Mitch is 2. I'm 3.
He knows my communication powers.
Prather's 5. Who's a good? BJ would be 4. That's my lineup. Pretty
I like
solid.
That's
I
pretty
like
out of order, so I couldn't really process that. But yeah, I like
Okay,
it.
so sorry. One is Darren. 2 is Mitch. 3 is myself. 4 is BJ. 5 is Prather. Unless Prather's on an off day, then him and I switch.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and
I like it.
All right.
Solid.
that's pretty good. I'll put like $5 on that lineup.
We're gonna have to reset this stream or reset this Zoom call again. This is too good. I can't I can't cap it after 2 more minutes.
Is a chat loving this?
Is chat loving this? I don't know.
They're not even talking about what we're talking about.
Can I get oh yeah in the chat?
We're talking about Darren eating.
Nick wants an oh yeah in the chat. There you go.
How many? I can't see. I'm on Zoom.
We got 1 so far. 2.
I literally followed the link. I'm like, wow, am I late? And it's 4 minutes later, and here we are.
All right. So Mikey and Tim are
I think
our
on the clock.
contestants.
I figured
All right.
out the lineup. I think I want Darren 1.
I'm the eternal one hole.
I want
You
Prather
are.
2,
Prather,
2, BJ 3, and then Chris, and then me.
I get it.
Ooh, he's giving
Wow.
himself the big dog spot.
I am.
I
Like
like
it.
it.
I'm the
I
shit.
thought you and I were on agreement that I don't draft you and you draft me.
Yeah, I missed that.
He
Didn't say it out loud. I'm sorry.
He didn't sign that agreement. All right, Tim.
You got a minute
Well,
30.
Yeah, either if you're not
30?
if you're not confident with
Or
your
we
team,
can go to
then
commercial
to-
now
I
and
got
reset
it.
it now.
so we can go to
I want Brad Bowling leadoff. I want
Brad
Darren Bowling second.
Effin Miller.
BJ going bowl third.
Weird say Nick.
Bowl fourth.
Wait, who was that?
Prather bowl fifth.
Who was
Hey,
4th?
I'm gonna let myself bowl.
Oh,
Me.
okay.
Hi, I'm good at team bowling.
Oh, you
I-
kind of cut
you
out when you
cut
said
out.
4.
I'm much better at team bowling than I am in.
Yeah,
than I am
it wasn't
PBA
what you were
bowling. I
thinking.
got
You
the team thing now.
Wait,
Dude,
who?
we sucked at the Proprietors Cup team event.
Prop Cup. I saw. Wait, we're
Trying to bowl left hand
we
in the
both
middle of the
together,
tournament,
right?
Mikey. I got this.
Oh
We were
my
terrible.
god. All right, we'll be.
I should have put more cheese and pepperoni on this. This Tostino's party pizza with B-Dubs Ranch.
I forgot to
Totino's
mention,
party
guys.
pizzas are the best drunk food.
I'm not drunk. I've been drinking, so yeah, I agree.
Darren, you got Nick's and Tim's names flip flopped.
Yeah, I just did it in my edit.
I mean, I'll be Tim.
I just hadn't shown up yet.
Do you guys think it was funny what I said to Packy in the Facebook chat? I thought it was.
You forgot to say hate. You said because we lefties.
What did I say?
We left.
Shut up, my guy.
Oh, by the way, we're doing some giveaways today. So I don't know if Tim or Nick want to hop in and throw something in there, but we're going to give away at least 3 BowDMC shirts today. Yeah, marbles, like we normally do. So if Tim
Marbles?
want to give something away, they're more than welcome to, but I don't blame them if they don't want to because chat's sucking me dry. I got 0 budget left for the first half.
Hear that, chat? You merch rubbing.
Done. It's gone.
You've molested him,
Molested.
as what Jim would say.
You molested me.
Been molested.
Oh, should we try to get Jim on the show?
Oh, God.
Yeah, 100%.
All right,
I'll
I'll
just
send
get
him a text.
roasted.
I think we might need to be a little more professional in Jim Zone.
No, I'm not being
This show is nothing. It's not
It's
about
not a
professionalism
professional
whatsoever.
show.
This is not a professional show.
I'm going to watch every single video 3 times in the WhatsApp before that, so he can't roast me.
Oh no.
Actually,
I remember
think
video number 27, Jim.
I'm not in the WhatsApp, so it's fine.
I made
Seems like you can't help me mentally if I'm not in the group.
Pavlenko's still in the group chat. Hasn't thrown a bowling ball in 2 years, and I'm still shut out.
True.
Uncle Jim doesn't like me very much.
Uncle Jimmy.
Only on longer than 40 feet.
No. It's the sweet spot. It's between 37 and 42, Mikey.
Oh,
See?
Yeah,
Slight upgrade.
I literally helped you at the players.
done.
37 to 42. I helped you at the players.
You did. You did.
I just wanted you guys to know. I was on the good side of a high game versus low game. A lot of people know me as shooting the 125s and the 116s. 114, sorry.
Sorry.
But at the players, I shot a 279. And Sean Rash shot 140 something. He said, "Wow, this pair is hard." I'm like, "No, it's not." So I know.
Is that game one the last block?
Yeah. So
We both bowled 270 and Sean bowled 150.
I think it was like in the middle, like game 3 or 4-ish. And I'm like, "Wow, this pair was nice." He's like, "What?" As he's shooting 140, I'm like, "Well, I doubled your score. It was easy." No Brooklyns. I don't Brooklyn. If I Brooklyn, I send it back.
When you said 125 and 114, I didn't know if you were talking about bowling or golf.
Wow.
Scores all come together.
Either way, both scores are bad, both sports. If you were wondering, chat.
In case you didn't know.
I have never shot. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie. My second time golf. Oh, actually, first or second time golfing after about 10 years of never golfing. I shot a 140.
So,
A lot of strokes.
although
This
when
110 that I shot today was probably the highest I've shot in 3 years.
when I tried out for my high school golf team, I was paired with an individual that had never golfed before, but wanted to be on a sports team. So he thought he would try out for the golf team.
That's not a sport to try out for.
No, it is not. And he came the first day, and we played 4 days in a row. We have a golf course that's 36 holes by us. So the first day, play 9. He shoots 92.
Oh,
Shoots 92 for
9 holes, 92.
9 holes. 9 holes, shot 92. So I go to the coach. And I'm pretty good friends with the coach. I knew him before I even started golfing. And I told him, I'm like, listen, man, I'm not playing with him again. I'm not playing with him again. That was the longest 9 holes in my entire life.
Kenny?
And he was like, listen, man, just play with him again tomorrow. If he plays bad again, like maybe he was just nervous. It was the first day. He was a freshman.
He was just nervous.
He was
Shot
like,
92.
He's like, maybe he just had a bad day. And I was like, whatever. Like, all right, I'll play with him one more time. And I just didn't want to do it whatsoever. We go out and play. And listen, like we played the easier 18 holes before we played the harder one. Because obviously, if you struggled on the easy one, then he cut you because you weren't going to play good on the hard one.
Yeah.
So then we played the easiest 9 the second day. The easiest of the 9, or of the 4 9s. We shot 142.
On 9?
He shot 142.
He got extra nervous, bro.
he shot 230, like 234.
That's a good score in bowling.
We shot like 234. One hole, I birdied, so I got 3. It was a par 4. He had a 27.
Oh my gosh!
He had a 27 on a hole. Oh, and I
At what
looked at the
point
coach.
you said, hey,
I looked at the coach. Like he drove past, and it was after like 4 or 5 holes, and like it was like just happened where he got a 27. He drove past in a cart. He was like, "Hey man, is today going any better?" And I just like looked at him. It didn't say a single word. I just turned and just walked away. I was just not having it.
Wait, were you guys on cart or were you walking this?
No, we were walking.
Oh,
so
no.
And it every single year when we tried out, it was the hottest days in Ohio every year. the lowest temperature we ever tried out in my 4 years was 98.
Wow.
And it was always humid. So I
So
literally just sat under a tree for 20 minutes while he played each hole.
The irritability is
Unbelievable.
probably up there.
It was unbelievable. And I looked at him. I'm like, listen, like, can we just like stop at like 10? I mean, like, what's the point if he shoots more than 90? Because he'll probably get a 10 on every hole.
Mercy rule. Give it a
Nope, had to count every stroke. 27.
27.
I would
He
lose
probably had
count.
like he probably had like 38. Honestly, we don't really know. I just gave him a 27. He was like, I asked, I was like, hey, I was like, what'd you have? He's like, hold on, let me count. I was like, I'll see you on the next tee. I was like, just let me know.
That's where you're supposed to say, mark me for a 4.
Yeah, I think I double maybe. It's like, I honestly would have gave it to him. I just, but yeah, you're right. 6. Yeah, he honestly could have had 40 on that hole. I don't know.
That's tough.
He's like, I think it was like 27. Okay. He could have said any number and I would have written it down.
Yeah, make sure you carry the 3 over.
All yours, boss.
You know how hard it is to write 27 in that little scorecard?
Yeah.
Those numbers start running together. Oh,
Wow, you scored a 273. No, that's a 27 and a 3 in the next hole.
yeah. Oh man, it's funny to look back on, but it was not funny during the time.
My problem today was hitting that dreaded straight ball. You know,
Those are tricky.
you try and play.
Overrated. Hook it more.
You try and play the slice. You try and play the draw. There it goes, dead straight. Wow, I'm in the bunker again.
Every time.
You just like the beach.
Yeah, I like taking my shirt off. So the shirt, beach
Yeah,
makes sense.
you know.
It all makes sense now.
Every time I went in the bunker, shirt came off.
I believe that too. That's good stuff. We don't have any chat questions.
We don't really have any chat questions. I mean, I guess we can move on to the giveaways. We're giving away some shirts. I don't know if Tim or Nick want to volunteer some of their healthy budgets, but I don't blame you if you don't want to. But
I could do that.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure chat would appreciate it, and yeah, make sure you go follow these guys, especially if they do the giveaways. You gotta show some love. Their
Do I
handles
just just order it via the budget and then just mail it to them?
Yeah, I could just send you the shipping info. That's how I've been doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Change the
Do
shipping
you want
info
it to
on
just be
on the website.
you want to make it a surprise? You just send them something random. They don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like
Nick,
you're the
let's do
person.
that.
You're the perfect person to do that.
Nick, let's both do that. Let's do the random item giveaway.
All right, so that's pretty cool. These guys are going to give away a random storm item. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate that. So I guess we're gonna do 5 giveaways tonight via marbles. Is Nick gonna give away the shirt he's wearing?
Nope.
Yes.
This is my golfing drunk shirt.
Said no chance.
Do you see the pocket? I can't do that. Can't do that. It's my drinking shirt.
Why follow Nick if he never posts?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Shots
Oh,
fired.
He's about to make a
Shots
post right
fired.
now.
I posted once in the last month.
Yeah, you got some posts to go back and look at.
It's hard to create content now when all you do is sit at home all day.
Yeah,
He's
I've
been
been,
busy during this
I
I've
quarantine.
been
just-
putting out posts like every day. But
So,
yeah, I
like-
agree, it's kind of hard to think of stuff to put out.
I might put my computer setup. I just built a computer from scratch, and I might put
Me
that
too.
final. It's different. Like because I have green fans, so once that green light turn on, oof. But I'll put something out there. I gotta think.
Gotta think.
You got plenty of time to think.
Bowling's very tough on yourself, so I've been anti-bowling lately.
I've got some good pictures of you that probably aren't good for
Uh-oh.
social media, but
There's a lot of good pictures.
if you want them, you can have them, and you can decide if you want to put them out or not.
I don't even know which ones you're talking about.
They're ugly.
They're
Oh my
probably
god.
I don't think we should get into this conversation in
No.
the podcast.
No.
All right, guys. So we'll see you guys on the marbles. We're gonna hop off again, go to commercial break, and then we'll be back. You guys are on the Discord, right? I'm gonna hop into one of the calls on my channel, and if you guys want to join us for that, I'll share my screen so you can see what's going on.
I'm gonna go shoot some bodies.
Mikey's gonna
I'm
leave us.
confused by the Discord thing.
So it's probably just gonna be me, guys.
I'm gonna watch one race. I'm gonna watch one race.
I'm gonna play Fortnite on my new 240 FPS monitor / computer.
All right.
44 hertz.
Subtle flex.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us for today's podcast. If you guys would like to follow them on their social media accounts, actually these are just their Instagram handles, but you can find them on all sorts of platforms. If you guys want to plug your stuff, now's the time.
At MP554 Instagram. I'll post once every 3 months.
Yeah, follow the Instagram. It's on the screen, TGP300. I don't use Twitter very often. There we go.
Yeah, we're going to lead into the Marvels. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know who you'd want to see in future videos. You can find us at twitch.tv/VitaminDTang. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you next week for podcast number 5.